headed for a very special day. This is a very special time. Show me a hill I can climb. Give me a mountain to move, and I'll prove that it's a very special day. I woke up early this morning with gloom on my head. Had a big feeling to climb back in bed. Then I looked in the mirror and somebody said, wake up, wake up. It's time for you to lose the blues, and this is a very special treat. Tell it to everyone you meet that life is all for living and love is all for giving. So this is a very special day. Tell it to everyone along the way that this is a very special day. Up early this morning with gloom on my head. Had a big feeling to climb back in bed. Then I looked in the mirror and somebody said, wake up, wake up. It's time for you to lose the blues, and this is a very special treat. Tell it to everyone you meet that life is all for living and love is all for giving. So this is a very special day. Tell it to everyone along the way that this is a very special day.
Very special day it is. It is a terrific Thursday. I do actually have in the studio this morning, actually wearing two hats. You're going to be my co-host and my guest. I have Corey Churchman from Marshall Monuments. Good morning, Corey.
Good morning.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday to you too.
So did you notice this morning, okay, the moon was absolutely gorgeous. Wasn't that just beautiful?
It is.
It starts setting, it goes down, you know what I mean? And then, but it almost looks like if it was going the other direction, it'd be the sun. You know what I mean? It was so bright.
It was bright all night long too.
Yeah, wasn't that gorgeous?
It was.
They call that, what do they call it? The hunter's moon, I think, or something like that.
There you go.
Yeah. A hunting we will go. For all those mighty hunters out there.
That's right.
Doing the deed.
Stay safe.
Yeah, please be safe, yeah. And warm, right?
My boys love the moon.
Do they?
They think it's their granny.
Oh.
Yeah, she's in heaven now, so they see the moon and they're like, it's Granny.
Oh my goodness, I love it. Well, Granny's gotten bigger.
Granny is bright tonight.
Granny is yelling at us, talking to us, trying to get our attention tonight. I love that. That's cute.
Yeah.
That's very cute.
Yeah.
I used to think, I had a neighbor, I was little, and he used to convince me that the moon had that there was a man in there, you know what I mean? And as a little girl, you can be, when someone starts saying, oh, well, look, you can see, and I kept thinking I saw something, you know what I mean? And it's so fascinating,
You still go there and see something?
No, I don't. No.
Well, I see what you mean.
Yeah, you kind of look at it. Yeah, you kind of look at it now as an adult. I'm like, oh, well, maybe, Or remember they used to say cheese?
Yeah.
It was like made of cheese or something like that. So yeah, I would love to have a big round cheese ball like that. Would that be good?
You love the cheese.
Yeah.
I do too. I love this cold weather.
Do you really? Oh, look at you! How apropos for you to be. I love a native person that lives in the area that loves the weather. There we go.
Yeah.
It's what we do. This is us, right?
This is it. It's time to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Summer was fun.
It's go time.
Yeah,
it's go time.
Yeah. It's going to be a great day.
Definitely. I think that's true. And I call it, though, I think, we went from those warm days into cooler temperatures. It's kind of an adjusting. But this is something that we always do. We know it's coming, and we know how to behave, right? We know to wear the jackets, we know to wear the sweaters, we know to maybe start.
And I think we're ready. But by the time summer, it's a good time.
I agree.
And then we're like, let's drag it all out.
Right.
Pile it on.
Right. And Corey, not even just getting the cooler temperatures and everything. I think too the beautiful leaves changing. How blessed are we to live in this area?
I was worried that we weren't going to get much because it had been dry.
Yeah.
And I thought these leaves are just going to die and
Yeah.
fall right off.
Right.
But there's some really good color out there.
Yeah.
Especially out at Delaney.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're right about that. Beautiful.
It's
Absolutely.
beautiful out there.
Yeah, yeah. If you go through Borden too, we've got some, different places you drive through. If you just actually kind of wander Indiana and kind of wander around, you'll see some beautiful leaves changing.
Looking
there.
forward to that. We're going up to Nashville, Indiana in
Oh.
a couple weeks. I've never been.
Oh, that's
Isn't
fun.
that-
Oh, yeah. You're long overdue.
I am.
Yeah.
Yep. So we're going to see a
It's high
concert
time.
up there, and
Oh,
I
fun.
thought it's a good time to go. In fact, it seemed like it was a good time to go because I guess everybody goes there this time of year.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Probably to see the leaves.
Right.
Because the hotel rates were like a little steep.
Well, you're going at peak time,
Peak time, right.
Yeah.
So that'll be a good time.
Well, you think about all those states that do not have all this.
Mhm.
They don't get to see all this. They don't get to enjoy all of the fall, And we are so blessed. We have the gourds, the pumpkins. We have persimmons. I mean, we are just like all in it. Fall,
No one knows what persimmons are if you leave this region.
I agree.
I helped
yeah.
a lady at work recently, and it's like, oh, I hope you're well. And I think she came in from Colorado, and she said, oh, how was your family? How was your weekend? I said, well, it was great. We went down to Dad's in Pekin and picked persimmons. And she's like, what are those?
Oh, no. I know.
Man, persimmon pudding is amazing.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Yes, please.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
it's amazing, actually, and I found that some people think they're dangerous, like to eat. Yeah. In other states that are not familiar with persimmons, they're like, oh, well, you shouldn't be eating those. Yeah, we should be.
Yeah, you're right. Stay away.
Yeah, that's exactly right. More for us, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Good
Yeah.
time.
So it's kind of exciting, but you'll have a wonderful trip up there, and it'll be beautiful, the scenery. So well played, Corey. Well played.
Awesome.
Well played.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, that'll be fun. We'll have to hear all about your experience. Okay.
I will give you the
Corey
full
goes to
rundown.
Nashville,
Yep.
Indiana.
And we're going to see Lori Morgan.
Oh,
So
I love her.
she is amazing.
I've interviewed her. I've met her several times, and she asked me to come to her house for a pool party. Well, and no, hang on. Yeah, sweet is right. Well, I didn't have a swimming suit, and it was during the CMAs, so I had another interview, so I declined. Now, if I had to do it all over again, I would have forgot the swimsuit and just went, right, just for the party. Who cares, right?
Mhm.
Just to hang around the pool with her. And then I would have also canceled the other interview. But I wasn't thinking, and I stayed true to the interview, and it was a really good interview afterwards. But she's a doll, and you're going to love her. And she puts on a great
looking forward
concert.
to it.
Lori Morgan is fantastic.
She's still got it seems like.
She does.
I've loved Lori
She's-
Morgan since forever.
Oh, yeah. I've got photos you'll see out there with me and her. Yeah, you'll love her. Yeah,
I love that era of country music.
It's so good.
Oh, yeah.
It's the natural. It's the telling the story. It's the fun. I agree with that. Yeah.
Awesome.
It's the older. I'm with you on that. I like that.
So I should hold a sign that says I know Becky White.
No, it's just.
Come on.
No, it's just. Come to my pool party, Corey. Maybe you'll come. No, I don't think she will. I would have to spark some memories in her. I don't know that she would actually know the name. I don't know. I don't think I was that impressive. Okay, Corey. You know what I mean? I don't think.
Selling yourself short.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. But that's going to be a fun concert. Good for you. And it's a beautiful venue up there. And we work with them, and we do work with them up there in Nashville, and it's a fun time.
I cannot wait to take all that in.
Yeah.
That'll be a good time.
It will be a great time. I'm happy for you. Good for you. All right, let's see what today is, Corey. And we know that it's going to be a beautiful day. I do want to remind everybody, though, also we didn't get into the fog. There is quite a bit of fog, which is really kind of cool. It almost looks like a ghost town when and all you see is like little bitty lights, the headlights. So please remember low beams, how to behave in this, and be careful, allow extra time, and watch out for those deer. They're hopping and bopping.
I saw several this morning, so be safe.
Yeah, and they say that with the changes of the temperature, just a little bit of degrees, the cooler dropping, that makes them just run. They just go, anytime there's a change in temperature, they just kind of get crazy. So, yeah.
Like they're trying to stay warm or what?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably just hopping and bopping around. So
we should, in general, I think, just slow down.
I agree.
Everyone's in a hurry. Let's just take our time. The fog should remind us to take our time.
Yeah, I'm gonna have you do a PSA afterwards. You're gonna have to do a public service. Corey Churchman says, "Slow down." This is Corey Churchman. And put your phones down, right? Put your phones down, slow down, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right, we're on to the 17th day of October. Today is Black Poetry Day. Okay, love that. Conflict and Resolution Day. How do you feel like when you have a conflict? How fast do you get the resolution for that? I guess
Quickly. I'm not a conflict person. It is like you ask my wife. It's quickly. Like we both like if we have a disagreement, like it's like in 30 seconds we're like, "Whoops, sorry."
Oh, I love that. That's awesome.
Sorry.
Awesome. Conflict and resolution. Get it done, right?
Yep.
Onward hope. You ain't got time for that,
No.
right? This is Edge Day. All right, and it shows like a concert, like the edge, and I guess like if the edge of the stage, maybe, I don't know. Edge Day. Four Prunes Day. Four Prunes Day. I don't know if you're supposed to eat 4 prunes at a time. I don't know. I don't know. Forgive an X Day. Okay. Get to know your customers day. How important is that as Marshall Monuments? Have you? Because we're going to get into that. But how important that is to you?
Get to know your customer day. Is that it? My customers mean everything to me. I mean, my customers in particular become a part of my family, essentially.
Love that.
So I deal with people at their most sensitive time.
Yeah.
And I just become so invested because I take every bit of what they're telling me and I carve stone to tell a story about a life well lived.
Yeah.
So that is everything to me. I'm glad it's that day.
Yeah.
So.
Get to know your customers day. So important. So important. International Credit Union Day. Okay. International Day for the Education of Poverty, which I think we have to be, very sensitive to that. I think we live in a rural area. Sometimes we don't see all of the ones that, that maybe are suffering or a little struggling. But that's something they're there, and we need to remember that. Yeah.
We certainly should. I worry so much with the getting colder.
Colder the temperature. Yeah.
We do have a homeless population.
We do.
So
absolutely.
we all need to stay mindful of doing the best we can.
Yeah.
For everyone that we can.
Right.
So.
Absolutely. Any extra blankets? Any extra,
blessing
clothing?
box. Let's fill them up.
Food. Yeah.
Let's
for sure.
help who we can.
I agree. International Shakeout Day. Maybe I don't know what they just shake out. Okay. This is a golf term called Mulligan Day.
There you go.
Okay.
I'm not a golfer.
I'm not either, but I think it's when you get somehow you get a pass. I think it's like a good thing. Like if you get a mulligan. I don't know that everybody. Uses them, but I think that's that's a good thing. National Get Smart About Credit Day. We should all be smart about our credit, right?
Absolutely. Oh yeah.
Ooh, National Pasta Day. Corey, if I was going to fix your pasta, what kind would I be fixing you? What's your favorite?
Tortellini with cheese.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Well, that was quickly.
Yep.
You knew, right?
My kids refer to those as castle noodles.
Castle.
I do know why. A niece of mine was married like a year ago, and she served pasta, and so now anytime we want them to eat pasta, they think it's castle noodles because I guess her wedding was at a building that looked like a castle.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
So my kids,
castle
it's like
noodles.
a common thing at my house. They're like, we want castle noodles.
Yeah.
Like, here we go.
Isn't it funny how families, you're in your home, you have certain names for things that are really not the right name for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so your children, because I did that to my children too. And then they'll go somewhere and they'll say, "Oh, I'll just take some castle noodles." Go to Mama Rose's. They'll go to Mama Rose's to order, some, maybe pasta or whatever, and then they'll say, "Oh, we'll just take some castle noodles."
Yep.
Wouldn't that be adorable?
Kids crack me up.
They're hilarious.
Oh,
yeah, and it's funny.
Well, we love right now. We love church. We just love studying the Bible and going to church and spending time with the boys at church around our church family at Mount Tabor. And
I love
now
that.
everything is everything's Jesus. They can see the preacher. It's Jesus.
Oh, I love that.
Tony Mendizable is not Jesus.
That's
but we can all try.
I love that.
Yeah, it's fun. We have a good time.
That's cute.
Always doing fun stuff at church, but if we're out somewhere, they'll just think, "Oh, there's
Jesus."
I'm like, That's nice.
That's nice. Yeah.
We might need some clarification on some things, but
I love that. No, it's really, it's cute, and I love that as a family because you know what they mean, and
Right.
you know what I mean,
Mhm.
and that's your, you know what I mean, because we had different things that we would say as our family that to someone else's in another household would not, they'd be like, what, so.
my favorite's like it sticks with me. He stopped doing it now, and I hate it when they
Well,
finally correct themselves. I know
yes.
they should, but my 5-year-old, instead of maybe, he always said PB. So he's like, Dad, PB, we should go check
Oh,
the
that's
mailbox.
adorable.
Like, PB, we should get ready for school or
Oh,
get
I would be sad if he stopped that too.
In my mind now, everything's like, PB, we should go have lunch now.
I love that. I love that so much.
Yep.
That's so cute. That's so cute. Well, National Pasta Day. Yeah, I'm a huge pasta. Love pasta. Love pasta. National Playing Card Collection Day. Do you play cards, Corey?
We love euchre.
We do
Oh,
too. Yeah.
It's a good time.
It's so much fun, and actually, my euchre games go on forever because I talk during it. And I'm sure you do too.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, it's like it's a marathon. You know what I mean? Yeah.
My nephew Jace Kelly, who's 12 years old, is like a euchre champ.
Oh, I want to play.
Yeah. No, he's like all serious.
Oh.
He would not let us play.
No, I don't. Yeah,
He'd be
no.
like, you guys are talking too much.
Yes.
And you're not paying attention.
Yeah.
And get away from the table.
I have had those. I have been. Yes, I have been called out by those. Yes.
Yeah.
You have
But
to.
when it's like a 12-year-old, you're like, whoa.
That's hilarious. Okay,
He's
this
a
man is
super
like,
cool kid.
yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like all about it. I love that. But you have those, and yeah, I am one of the. I do have to put a warning label with me. Is that if you are, if that's going to be, you know what I mean, I'm not going to be that person probably you want to sit with. You know what I mean?
No one would want us at their
No,
table.
and I go alone. I'm crazy. I go alone all the time, Corey. And I usually do good. It's lady luck, I guess.
There you go.
But I go. Yeah, it's crazy. I feel it. When I feel it in my bones, I'm going alone.
Everyone's rolling their eyes.
Yeah, I know.
Like, here she goes.
My partner's like, "What are we doing? Are you sure?" Well, I got this. I got
It's gonna
this.
be a
That's
good
right.
time.
I promise. Trust the process, right? All right. So National Playing Card Collection Day, Pay Back a Friend Day. Love that. Very good. Spirit Day. Love Spirit Day. We're gearing up. We got some high school football. The regular season, all three of our county teams, East Washington, West Washington, and Salem, in their season is coming Friday night, which will be tomorrow night. And then they'll be going into sectional, which is going to be tough. But Spirit Day for any good spirit. Have a good Spirit Day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Spreadsheet Day.
Oh.
Yeah. Wear something gaudy day.
Hmm.
Okay, I do like to wear gaudy. I can do that.
I have fun with it.
Yeah. World Trauma Day, and it shows the Titanic. Yes. They if you go back on I don't know if have you seen the Titanic movie? Have you seen that?
Sure. Do you remember when we had the movie theater here?
Yes.
I mean, like, that
Oh
was
my goodness,
back
how
in the
fun.
day.
Wasn't that so much fun? Wasn't that great?
I
Yeah.
feel like that's the last movie I saw at the movie theater.
Oh, that's
when we had it
hilarious.
here.
Yeah.
And you would see it 3, 4, 5
Yeah.
times in a row.
Because it was so, absolutely, so inexpensive, and yeah, right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's my memory of.
Oh, that's
it.
hilarious.
Yeah, it's a
Well,
good time.
remember when Rose was actually on the door and he was in the water, they actually sold that door at auction, and
From
the
movie.
From the movie, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Not the real
There's a
door.
difference in value. I didn't
Thank
know.
you, Corey,
It was
yeah.
a secret.
Make clarification. Thank you for helping me out on that. I do
Movie
need
prop was
yeah.
sold.
Was sold. Yeah. I need help, believe me. So with that though, they did try. 2 people could fit on that door. So why she didn't scoot over and let him on that door? I can't stop thinking about that.
That's
forever.
me all the time while watching something, and my wife is like, "Just watch the movie."
I know,
Just
but we're
watch the
thinking,
movie. And I'm like, oh, or
you-
just like let it go.
Remember,
It's just a show.
but Jack was in the water. Jack, she could have scooted over and made room, and they did do it. They actually did. So the people that bought the door actually put 2 people on it to show that 2 people would have fit. Rose just didn't share. Okay, I mean, what was her, what was her motive? I mean, I kind of, it
She
can.
wasn't brought up right.
And I know, I kind of wonder about this, Corey. It's one of those things
Well,
that
we know. I think it's because where we live, we're just good people.
we're good people.
The first thing we think is like,
scoot over and
move
get,
over.
yeah, move over, yeah. You know how many children I have put on top of me? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I know very good and well that more than one person can fit on that door. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then too, I wonder how much they had to pay for that door just to prove a point.
Oh, it was crazy a lot. Yeah, it sold for a lot. But you kind of think about it. You have the prop of the movie.
Right.
So that's kind of a very cool thing to have. Come look at my door.
Definitely.
You'd have a door party. Like have it under a sheet, the unveiling. Come look at my door. First thing everybody want to lay on it and get a photo, right? You know what I mean?
That'd be the randomness. Like I'd buy something so random.
I know, me too.
Yeah,
I'm that weird person that would do that too.
I'm a
yeah.
pretty easy sale though. So.
Yeah, I have trouble with that too. Yeah, it happens like that. So anyway, that was very interesting for sure. But Corey, let's jump in. And I need to thank our sponsors this morning. And this morning we have Meadowview Healthcare Center, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Uplands, Americans for Prosperity, Mama Rosa's, Fox Pulley Wealth Management, Dr. Mindy Gunn, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, and Marshall Monuments. Corey Churchman here in the house with me today. And McAllister Land Consulting. And Corey, I hope you do come back. It's going to be, anyway, hopefully you have your first time actually on Coffee Club, so we're grateful to have you. I do need to give some things going on. Of course, the Halloween 200 at the Speedway, Salem Speedway. It's going to be a spooky days of racing coming up on the 18th, 19th, and 20th. They got a whole weekend. You can get your tickets at www.salemspeedway.com. It's the 36th annual, and you come this Friday, and the pits open at noon. Practice for all divisions from 3 to 6. There'll be a Halloween costume competition, trunk or treating, and that's free, and that's a straightaway racing all in the grandstand seating. It's free. Then the 19th will be the Crown Vics. The 20th will be the big one, and it's too scary to miss this event at the Salem Speedway. So,
how blessed are we to have the Salem Speedway?
That's
a great time.
That
right there. I mean, who would not want to go to that?
I agree. And Corey, the wonderful thing about the Salem Speedway is it's family friendly. You know what I mean? They really work hard to make. They want children.
Sure do.
They do. They want children to be involved.
And it's one of those things too. It makes me think like when we had like the movie theater
Yeah.
that we don't have now.
Yeah.
Or the bowling alley that I still wish we had.
Yeah, I know.
It's one of those things like we still have the Salem Speedway, so everybody should go out there and have the best time.
Preach it. Go, Corey. Absolutely. No, you're right. 100%. No, it's true. It's so true. And they've worked hard to make a fun weekend. And here's the thing, and with a family, and with work, we all are like 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. And it's so nice that we don't have to do all that traveling. It's right here.
It's right here.
Right here. And you talk about when you're sitting in the stands and you look, and it's so beautiful.
It really is.
It's such a beautiful area. And
nice,
so much fun.
Safe and clean. And
yeah.
Just everybody's just shaking hands and big smiles.
Absolutely. And there's free camping if you want to camp. It's free. And I love the how they're bringing and the drivers. I've watched this before. The drivers are like so cool to the children, like to encourage them. Like if you're a little guy or a little girl, and like the driver says something to you, and then later on when you become an adult, if you become a driver, how cool is that?
Very cool.
Yeah,
yep.
So anyway, that's going to be going this weekend. And also, this is another thing, Corey, you'll love this too. They're going to have a, I don't know if it's a truck or if they're going to have almost like a wagon that they're going to be taking donations for the hurricane victims.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so you don't even have, if you want to come to the race, that's great. But even if you're not coming to the race, you'll still,
drop stuff off.
Yeah, you can drop stuff off for that. So they're going to take a load up.
That is such a need too.
I know.
Wow. I mean, any direction you go down there, there's just such a need for help.
Yeah.
I work with an awesome lady, Deb. She's been with Marshalls for almost 20 years, and she actually had a week off 2 weeks ago to go to Gatlinburg. And there's so many towns, even down in Tennessee. We think in North Carolina, but also in Tennessee, that have been completely devastated. And she's such a sweet person. She literally spent her vacation helping people down there.
I love that. What a wonderful woman.
Man.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh, we're going to bring her next time.
There you go.
Yeah,
all right.
She's sweet. She's great. And so if you can't get down there, then you should definitely just stop by there and drop stuff
Yeah,
off.
right. And then you can do what you can do. You know what I mean? And, yeah, do what you can do, you know, and so like waters, you know, you think about that. And remember, we're going back to history. Remember when we had the flood here?
Oh,
You know, and
we're on Water Street. So
oh my goodness. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
it was such a, it was, I mean, and that was quite a bit, you know what I mean? I've seen speedboats going down your roads, you know what I mean? And the DNR brought those like I don't know what they're called, some kind of boats, and we're going up and down, you know, our roads, our streets, and that was a crazy visual I'll never forget. But that was one, you know, that was even a smaller scale than what they're going through.
That should blow your mind.
No,
if anyone remembers the flood.
Yeah, and I think that was a huge eye opener. And then our citizens, what was, you know, I remember being in a meeting, and you know, with the mayor, and the mayor was like, you know, and which federal is good and people help, and I'm not, you know, we're very thankful for that.
Sure.
But these people need to eat tonight. You know what I mean? They need, you know, they don't have stoves, they don't have refrigerators. You know, we need help now. You know, you can't wait for a check to come, you know, in the mail, you know, especially when you're a family, when you're feeding, you know, children and families, you know, or everybody, you know.
And we all pulled together really
Didn't we
quick on
though?
that.
Yeah, that was really, that was pretty awesome. Yeah, we had some.
That was a crazy time.
It was.
So if you can remember that and then magnify that by a lot.
Yeah.
That's how they're struggling down there.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine.
I know.
So
It's just
the thought that you can just like drive by, fill up a wagon, help fill up a wagon that's going to go help families in need.
Yeah.
I'm all about it.
Me too.
Back up the truck.
Me too. That's what I say too. Back it up, and you know, and diapers to waters to any necessities. I'm sure cleaning supplies, anything, you know, would be very grateful.
I think what's nice too is like we're not somebody that just you know, drops something off and forgets about it. We're also a community that like sticks with it.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? Like we have amazing follow through. Our community is amazing. Like I guarantee there's so many people out there that are already planning. Well, like, what can we do for these kids and families? Like, the holidays are coming.
I know.
You know, like, let's just keep in touch. Let's do the best we can.
Right,
I know with Rotary, I'm a member of the Wslm Rotary, and we're in contact with Rotary clubs that are affected in that area.
Love
it's like a direct connect on what can we do and how can we help, and that's who we are.
That's exactly right. No, that's what we're here for, you know, and that's what we're everybody helping out each other. That's what it's about. So I thought that was pretty cool. So that'll be this coming weekend on that. Also, we have the Boo Bash coming up, and Corey, I'm going to talk to you about that afterwards, after the program, and maybe you'll want to be a part of it. It's going to be Saturday, October the 26th. We'll have different businesses. Rotary is going to be there. Civic groups and organizations will be there, and we're going to be passing out candy, and it's at the museum right here in Salem, which we love our museum.
Oh,
and it's kind of a good showcase. It's kind of a, for those, I mean, I hope everybody in our community has seen the museum, but maybe for those that are not familiar, or it's kind of a cool thing to walk around, and we'll have different booths set up, and
it's
you know,
absolutely a cool thing.
it is, and we have a beautiful museum, and we always like to bring attention to it. So it'll be from 5 to 6:15 p.m. So
and what people don't realize is like you're not going to see anything else like that ever.
No, I know our museum. I know. And you think about how many, which is cool, like prom photos, 8th grade dance, you know, wedding, just what proposal, or just, you know, just photos for people that go and get their photos taken down there or over there. And that
thing.
It's so cool.
My kids look forward to that.
Yeah,
Yep.
Good. So that's going to be coming up. And then we also, next Tuesday, not to be too scary, we have the political forum. And Corey, it's not a debate. We don't want to. We're not going to. You know, we're not here to. You know. Yeah.
Right.
It's a.
You don't have to tell me. I'm not a divisive person.
There we go. It's a great time for the candidates to come and for them to kind of promote themselves. Yeah, and kind of promote themselves. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you know, Corey Churchman, you know, tell us about yourself. You know what I mean? Like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that. It's kind of a...
Well, I mean, like in politics, I feel like you're essentially applying for a job.
It's true. It's true. And a big job. Yeah.
A big job.
Yeah.
You know, and that's so respectable.
Right.
So I think that's great. Everybody should get to know
their candidates,
who our leaders
are.
are.
Absolutely. And it's very important. And we have some big races. We have a lot of races going on here in the state of Indiana. And I think too that it's very difficult. And hats off to anybody that puts their name in the hat.
Oh,
I mean, this day and age, you know what I mean?
You're right.
You're right. You know, I mean, you know, right there, you've done something really outstanding, because you think about, you know, social media is not really always kind.
That's
you know,
true.
people are not sometimes.
Well, I don't know. I'm not really on
But there's a lot of, I guess the thing, there's a lot of sometimes, there's a lot of greatness. We know that, and I always look at the positives. But then sometimes, like that negative, it takes so many positives to outweigh that one negative.
Right.
And so, and you can see where, and especially, and then whenever they stick their put their name in the hat and they stick their neck out, if you will, and their family's involved too. You can't help it because it's a family.
I think the general tone should be like, focus on the good. You know what I mean?
Right, right. Let's see. Yeah.
We have got to get past the point of like, oh, someone's running against me. Let me just tear that person down.
Yeah, I know.
That's no one really likes that.
No. Well, and then
that's not a good look.
No, it's not a good look. I agree 100% with you. I agree completely, and I think you're 100% right. And I think this, just let them do their own research. Let them find out if there's something, to be told. And you just sail on, I always try to stay in my own lane, just try to figure it out on my own, try to.
That's
yeah.
Nice. So that's next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. And I'm going to do it, I've been doing it at City Hall, which the mayor's very kind about letting us do it there, but we decided, yes, very good. But we're going to actually do it, one of the commissioners said, hey, why don't you do it up at the courthouse? So the courthouse is such a beautiful area up there.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Isn't that going to be pretty?
Really think about our courthouse.
I know. Isn't it gorgeous?
No one has a courthouse like we have.
I know.
And you should definitely do more things there.
Yeah.
So
I'm very excited about that. Yeah, it's going to be there, and
that's cool.
We invite all the candidates, and here's another thing too. The thing is, so I'll have it on YouTube, I'll have it on Facebook, I'll have it on all my social media, and then also on the radio. So the wonderful thing about it is, and Corey, you know this, everybody's not 100% comfortable with politics. So politics make people a little bit, sometimes they're not really, they want to know, but they really don't want to get there in a situation where they have to,
It's just become so not nice.
Yeah. So the wonderful thing is they can sit they can sit on their tractor, they can sit in their car, they can sit at home, wherever, and listen. Mm-hmm. If you don't want, you can more than welcome to come down. If you want to come down and do like you can meet and greet with the actual candidates. But if you would rather just kind of listen and take your own, maybe take notes, or whatever, then you have that option.
That's nice. What time is that on Tuesday?
It is at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. Yeah. Cool. So and it'll be at the courthouse. So everyone, please come out. Also, and speaking of that, we do have another meet and greet tonight, actually at H&R Bakery, and that will be for the Republican Party, and that'll be. Let me make sure. That's at 6 to 8 tonight. And come out and meet your local regional Republican candidate. So I'm going to say, and it's a good time to maybe get some free donuts.
Absolutely.
Corey, think about this.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Well played, right?
Yeah.
A cup of coffee, free donuts. Hey, I'm in.
I'm in, for sure. And two, people that are like,
you're gonna have to tell Corey and I twice.
No,
we're there.
I'm there. It doesn't matter who the party is. But on both sides, really, think about it. That's a good thing. Show up,
it is.
Bakery, coffee, some donuts.
Yeah.
And just, even if you're intimidated by politics or, it's really not your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
It's still really a good idea to meet everyone involved.
Well, and
because I think at heart, we're all genuinely good people that want to do the right thing.
I agree. Well, I do too. And I think too that, it's nice to, if they've taken the time to put their name in, then let's take the time to meet them and to find out about them, and then whenever you go to vote, you'll be educated. You'll be an educated voter.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And then you'll know your answers.
It's such a blessing to be a part of all of that.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And I started it years ago, and because I had so many people ask me, who should I vote for? What should I? Well, I can't tell you who to vote for. That's
have all the answers.
No, I do not. No. Sadly mistaken on that. But anyway, and they were like, well, I don't know anybody. I don't know them. So I thought, you know what? Let's take this radio station. Let's turn this around and let's make it a public service. So I don't have any sponsors. Well, I appreciate that, Corey. I appreciate that. But I thought, you know what? Well, when God gives you a gift, you better use it, right?
Amen,
so I thought,
sister.
what can we do to get this where our community and our local people know more about our candidates? So this is something that we decided to do. So we've been doing it. So
Awesome.
there we go, Corey. So that's going to be coming up, and then but tomorrow night is the H&R Bakery. So get some donuts. Or tonight, excuse me. Tonight's Thursday night. Oh my goodness, Corey.
Well, I tell you, and it's like I can't. I mean, the election is
I know.
what,
Right around.
less than 3 weeks.
Yeah. Oh, it's like 20. Was it 19 days or something like that? I don't remember the countdown. No, it's countdown's on. Yeah, countdown's on. So that's tomorrow or tonight. What, Corey, you're gonna have to keep me. Yeah, it's tonight, Thursday night from 6 to 8. 6 to 8. Okay. So there we
Lots
go.
happening between now and then. So.
You could almost go in your PJs,
There you
have
go.
donuts and coffee, right?
I think candidates should, be that relatable.
Oh, I
am.
Corey, anytime I can wear a robe or, I'm that girl, okay? Yeah, I'm sorry. It's, it's getting close to my bedtime, so I thought I'd just come up here and get some donuts and talk with you guys.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, let's jump in and let's find out. Corey, let's talk about you, and let's. You're not running for anything right now, but
I'm not.
You're not. But let's do. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your background, Corey Churchman.
Well, I am from Washington County, and my dad's Jim Churchman, and he works at Kimball. Hey.
Woo woo! Shout out. Woo
That's
woo.
right. Dad spent over 40 years at Kimball, and he's a great guy and a hard worker. And
love that.
Fun fact: he would never let me work over there.
Huh.
I always thought this is great. I'll just work over here. No, didn't.
Well, there you
didn't go that route. But Dad does a great job, and so does everybody else at Kimball. So
yeah.
He's there. My mom's from here. We're all from here.
Uh-huh.
Most of the Churchmans live in Pekin.
Yeah.
I'm the only one that lives in Campbellsburg.
You moved a little bit west there.
I'm the West Side Churchman.
There, I love that.
Yeah. So
the West Side Church. That's cute.
I married my high school sweetheart.
Oh, I love that.
And we just have a nice, quiet life. Campbellsburg is amazing.
It is. It's beautiful, and boy, had just had a huge festival there.
And it was a good time.
I know.
They do a great job.
They are fantastic. You talk about fun people.
That's a really,
there's
awesome community.
I agree.
Yeah,
everything.
So that's a blessing. We have 2 boys. Ronan is 5, and Ellis is 3, and it's been a big time.
Love that.
Sweet boys.
Very, very, you're very blessed for sure. So tell us a little bit about, so you got involved and decided to take over Marshall Monuments, which was, has been in our community for how many years?
Since 1946.
Wow, that's crazy. So that's actually, because my radio station's been 53, so you actually were here before we were. Yeah. That's cool.
Woody Marshall started Marshall Monuments in 1946, and not much has changed.
I love that.
I love that too, because if it's not broke, don't fix it. Really. Over the years, it's changed. Like I'm kind of like the 3rd owner. Bob Strong was there for 50 years, and I was his apprentice for 8 years nearly, and he trained me the way Mr. Marshall trained him, and we are one of the only. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and say we're the only monument company in the Kentuckiana area that still does everything by hand, in-house. When you meet with me, you're with me the whole way, start to finish.
Love that.
Like I really love my customers and love this community, and when someone takes the time to trust me with something so important, I really take it to heart each time I go back to the carving room and work on someone's stone. So
love that.
Yep.
I feel like when you our small business in a community, I feel the same way. When a customer or someone believes in you, isn't that just like
everything?
It is everything. It's everything, and then you want to do everything for them.
Absolutely.
I mean, you want to show them that you are that person that they've entrusted in.
Right. I feel like today, there's I don't want to say that's lacking, but there seems to be a lack of accountability. People just, I don't really know how it works if somebody were to just take an order and then let somebody else do all the work. Because it really matters. I mean, you really can feel the difference when somebody has taken time to tell you, early on in my career as an apprentice, as a stone carver, I did Hank Stevens monument. If anyone remembers Hank Stevens, you know that you loved him, and we all miss him. He was a great guy. He was in my wedding, and and then he was tragically taken from us too soon in a motorcycle accident.
Yes.
And I did his stone early on, and it's so, I won't say weird. It's like a blessing, really. But I feel I can, like all that I put into that stone for someone you love.
Yeah.
It's has stuck with me. Or like my mamaw, I did. You know, you do stones for family or friends like that, and then you realize every time you're carving a stone, it matters that much to someone else too.
Oh.
Even if you don't know the person.
I
And I really spend a lot of time getting to know each person that I'm carving their stone, and feeling that, and adjusting the photos that can be laser etched onto it, or how much they loved hummingbirds, or how spiritual they are, and how much that really needs to show, and let that stone really tell a story. Because it really doesn't matter if you come in and buy a stone from me for $300 or $30,000. I mean, it doesn't matter. Each stone, you should feel how special that life was, and how much love went into it. So I really put it all on there.
I love that. Well, when you think about what you're doing is like the final, you know,
the last thing you can do for the one you love.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's nice too though, when people kind of come in ahead of time. Because it gets a little heavy at work.
Sure.
You know?
No, I know you're very busy.
Families
Yeah.
where you've lost someone, and you know, we all want to rally around that person and help them through their grief.
Yeah.
It's nice though too when people. It's hard for families at times when, like,
Absolutely.
if they haven't thought about the stone for mom or dad, or you know how that should go. So it's nice when people come in ahead of time so that the kids don't have to, you know, worry about is this right, or how should this go, or you know.
Right.
But so it's I like when people come before they've passed. You know?
Yeah.
And and they really have thought about how they want it to look, and they don't have to worry their kids with it, and you know, so it's always something different.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
Well, when someone passes, we all know there's so many decisions, there's so many thoughts, there's so much that goes, there's so much, I guess, going so many different directions. You got so much involved, and then you're in the mourning process.
A lot of
emotion. Exactly, and then you're just trying to get yourself, you know, together, and it's a lot. Yeah, definitely.
It's definitely a lot. Yeah. So I mean, we take a lot of pride in that. We listen. We really invest a lot of our own time and emotion into making sure that everyone's happy, and that monument really tells a story of that person.
Yeah.
So.
Love that. Love that. So, talking about which you're bringing some good food for thought this morning. You know, because I think a lot of times we don't think about the prior, doing it prior, and that's very good. I think that's you know, very responsible and very good, and that's a good food for thought this morning. Do you when you're using like stones, are there different kinds of stones, and what's like how does a person decide that, and has stone changed through the years, I guess?
It certainly has. That's a great question. And if you go to the oldest part of cemeteries, you see a lot of limestone, which looks great. A lot of marble, and I'm weird. Like, I go to cemeteries a lot, even when I'm not at work.
Okay.
Just to, you know, check on things. Or we live next to a cemetery out by Claysville and Campbellsburg. We're always going through. My wife's like, oh, cemetery on date night again. Here we are. I'm like, I want to show you something really cool. You know?
Oh, I love that. That's cute. No, why not? Yeah.
So, no, but like it used to be a lot of limestone and a lot of marble, and that's great. Those old stones look cool. They're holding up, kind of getting hard to read.
Sure.
Maybe turning black.
Yeah.
Marble gets really porous over time, like over 100 years plus. It'll kind of turn a little bit scaly. So, and then it weathers, and it gets soft as it weathers. It breaks down. And limestone's very similar. That's why now we totally deal in granite. Everything that we have is granite. Granite is a lot harder, it's durable, it's very legible, has a great contrast when you carve it, and it's offered in like a really wide variety of colors. So everything we have is granite. And often people say, "Oh, I just want the gray stone. It's the cheapest," But it's just as good as, say, a black stone or brown granite or any of the other colors you might go with. Gray is always the best price because it's good old American gray granite.
Okay.
Comes from Georgia. The whole state of Georgia basically sits on a bedrock of gray granite, and there's just hundreds of quarries pumping it out constantly. So the price is always right. So you see a lot of it because it's available and it's the best price. And I think it's the best granite to work with. So you're not sacrificing by buying something cheap.
No.
Just because that's what you see a lot of. You see a lot of because it's great, it's American, and it's just basically right down the road in Georgia. So
now, who knew
available.
that?
Right.
I mean, I did not know that.
A lot of people say this too, and I want to say this before I forget.
Yeah.
How that goes.
Yeah.
Gray granite can too, over time, kind of weather. Some even like over 50, 60 years, it'll start to maybe get like a black, kind of black coloring contrast on it. It's just because of where we live, kind of in this Ohio River Valley, all 4 seasons. Anything sitting outside is going to weather. So in gray, you can see that, but do yourselves a favor. Go to Walmart or local hardware store, anything, and get wet and forget. It's amazing. It's an enzyme. It's not a chemical. It won't kill the grass. You just wet it and walk away from it, and that stone will look brand new.
Wait, you're putting it on the stone? You put it on
it's
the
just
stone.
a product. You just wet and forget. You just like put it on the stone and walk away from it. People don't know this. I get this question a lot.
I love this. Wait.
On Papal stone, it looks, it's like it's black or it's got moss growing on it. You just treat that, and you're not going to hurt it. So you can treat it every time you go and switch out your flowers or whatever you're doing. That stone will look brand new in no time.
Wait, this is a cleaning 101 here. So you just spray it on?
Yeah. You can buy the concentrate, and then I buy the concentrate because it's a better deal. And then you buy like a little pump sprayer.
Yeah.
And I keep it on me. Like I'm like a weirdo that goes out through the cemetery and I'm just cleaning stones.
How wonderful.
Like I don't know these people, but here you go.
Oh my goodness.
Only because I'm like, oh man, that looks great.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
It's like I'll go and clean a family member's, but then the whole row gets treated. It's really cool to see something that's weathered for decades, and this just lifts the stain out of the stone, and the sun and the wind and the rain rinse it right off, and it looks brand new.
Wow. And it's called
Wet and Forget.
It's going to be flying off the shelf at Walmart. Yeah. I mean, really, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's great.
Wow, you're letting us know some good secrets there. That's wonderful.
Everyone should keep that in their trunk.
Well,
when
I think
when they pay their respects to their
absolutely.
clean.
Yeah, and you bring up a good point because we do live here in this Kentuckiana area, and we have so many different. And we see that when you talk to one of our, our county council or our county, they're talking about the roads. And when you talk to anybody or the road crew, talking about how it's hard cracks because, we're hot one day, cold the next, or within that one day you can go from, 10, 15 different degrees, and it's hard on our outside wear like that.
Oh yeah, for sure. And that, again, that's going back to granite is why, everything we deal in is granite. It's, it holds up better, looks great, and, we offer any color from around the world. It's a global market. Wherever God put it in the ground is where it's going to come out in that color. Like, Norway has blue granite, India has black, Africa has shades of black and reds and browns. I mean, you name it. Just come by. We have it at the shop.
Oh my goodness, who knew this? I did not know this. So, and right down the road in Georgia. That's
Yep.
And gray looks actually very nice with the landscaping.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm all about it. I'll have a gray stone all day.
I think they're beautiful.
But at Marshall Monuments, we have had the same suppliers in Georgia since the beginning. It's a family-owned quarry in Georgia. The guy I work with is in the business. His dad was in the business. His granddaddy was in the business, and they're great people to work with. And I love anything, from where we live. It's very hometown, and it's no different with our suppliers in Georgia. Even granite that is imported from overseas, we pre-order blocks of it, like big container blocks.
I was going to ask, how does it come in?
Right. So it'll come in through the Port of Savannah, and we just order big blocks of black or green or blue or brown or wherever it's coming from, and then they cut, polish, manufacture it in Georgia for us per order. and then they ship it to us from there to here, and then it comes in completely blank, and we carve everything at our shop and make it the best that we can.
That is so unique. I've never heard this story before. I never knew any of this.
Oh,
Yeah.
I could go on and on.
It's really fascinating for those that have not been, on your end involved in this. Yeah.
Right. It really matters to us. And again, too, like there are a lot of old stones out there, going back to that.
Yeah.
With the wear and the tear and the
Right.
climate and everything, we are always available at Marshall Monuments to be there. One of the hardest jobs I think in the whole world would be mowing a cemetery.
Oh, I think
Yeah.
say
That's
it
a
louder
lot.
for the people in the back to hear.
That
I
is
agree.
a lot
Absolutely.
of work. It's a lot of hard work to mow and to care for a cemetery. And I know personally, we're blessed at Crown Hill here in Salem. There's hundreds of cemeteries around the county.
Oh, absolutely.
And we're all doing the best we can to maintain and keep things looking nice. But those guys at Crown Hill, they work so hard, and they do a great job.
I'm so glad you said that. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
They do. And they
Yeah.
need that because, and it's not always easy. We don't always have the weather that cooperates. You know what I mean? When
I know.
And when the weather, when it's, raining and it's raining, of course the grass is growing. And they've got, I don't think people realize how many they have
It's
to.
constant. And I
Yeah.
can tell you for a fact that they more than care.
Yeah.
They really
Oh,
do care.
absolutely.
And as humans, we're not perfect people.
Right.
So at a time where like the stone's been there for a while, maybe something's bumped into it, it's crooked, or the seal is not sealed properly, or a vase is detached, we are always available anytime. If somebody's like, if it's bothering you that your Mama and Papa's stone is not as perfect as it can be, you should definitely know to call me anytime.
Oh, Corey, that's awesome.
At my office, on my cell phone, whatever, because like that's what I do all day, every day.
Love that.
Yeah, so don't try to mess with a stone or move something or do anything.
Right.
Don't
right.
hurt yourself. Just call us, and
Yeah.
if we're there, we'll fix it, and we're always here to do the best we can.
Love that. So on the older stones, would that cleaning, would that wash work on them, or would that maybe a little bit help, or would that be too harsh for them?
No, it'll work great.
Okay.
That wet and forget works well on marble, limestone, granite. It works well. It's a really great product. I came across it because there's a product on the market. It's called D2, and I learned through research that's what they use at Arlington Cemetery.
Oh.
So those stones are all bright white,
Right. Sure.
pristine,
Yeah.
should be
Mhm.
well maintained. That's the benchmark that I want to maintain.
Love that.
Like that.
Love it.
So I thought, wow, they use a product called D2. So I looked into it, and I was like, oh my, well, that's like $140 a bottle.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Can't use that, or you can't just clean random people's with it.
Right.
Just-
No.
you know,
No.
you've
It's
got- like, this is way too expensive.
Yeah.
So I was at the store, saw a jug of wet and forget, and I thought, oh, that's really cool. Or my dad I think he'd gotten some maybe to clean the siding on his house or something,
Mhm.
and works well for that too. And
This is good knowing.
this is good. Yeah. So I compared. I said, wow, look, the active ingredients to this are basically the same as the D2 product.
Uh-huh.
So it's saving me a bundle. It'll save you a bundle, and you just spray it on. And now on older stones at Crown Hill, for example,
Okay.
they just cleared some bushes away from a bench, an old bench up there I think it was dedicated in like 1912, or it's an old limestone bench.
Cool. I love limestone.
Yeah, I do too. But it is black. I mean, it's under trees, under bushes.
yeah.
It's just been black, and the beautification committee they do great stuff too.
Yes, you're
So
right.
Becky DeWeese she's
I'm so glad.
Yeah.
Yes. Keep going,
yeah.
Corey.
So
You're
she
right.
does so much stuff that there's so many great people in this community doing things we don't even realize.
And if you've ever, when the flowers, she'll go water the flowers every night.
Oh yeah! Shout out to my Rotary sister Jana Ewan too, because
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
Jana
you're right.
is,
Yeah.
they're-
But
they're
absolutely. Yeah.
great people, and so they've cleared everything away from this bench.
Mhm.
That's a really great asset to the cemetery up
Yeah,
there.
it's beautiful.
It's right in front of the flag when you pull in, and I mean it was just really weathered. I mean I've been treating that thing, and it almost looks brand new.
Oh, I love
And
that.
it's been
Love that.
weathering for over 100 years. So
Oh, wow.
good tip.
Yeah, I
Good
love
tip
that.
right
You
there.
know, that's great.
Yeah,
That's
so
great.
no, that works really well on
Yeah.
old stones too. So,
Yeah.
but again, if you're in a situation where you're doing some restoration work, please be careful. And then if you have any doubts or hesitation or questions at all, just stop what you're doing, give me a call, and
Yeah.
chances are I'll probably run right over and help you.
Well, I think I love that. Well, I think it's good though to know the stone that you're working with, because every stone's different, and
Right.
you have to be, kind of very. It's unique, and you want
Mhm.
to do the right by that stone. Yeah.
And if that's something that bothers you, it was over time. You're like, some people like that. They like for a stone to have a very naturally weathered look.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with
But
that.
then some people are like, I don't like that. I don't want to have to worry about that. I don't want to, So you'll probably want something that has more polish on it.
Mhm.
So we can polish granite. It has a nice high polish. A lot of people love black granite because it's beautiful. And a lot of people too, side note, say, oh, I love the black granite, but it's so expensive. It's really not. I mean, if you call us, you'll realize it is. But I'm talking by like a couple $100 more.
Mm-hmm.
I think people think it's like twice the price.
Right.
But we really do a great job, and I think it's because we still do all of our own in-house work that we've been able to keep our prices at a very fair price point, because we don't really have a middleman. It's just you come to us, we call the quarry, they send us the rock, we do everything start to finish. So our prices are fair, and again, if you know me, you just come see me and I'll work with you no matter what you've got going on.
Love
we'll
that.
make it happen. And but black granite looks great. It's very popular. Very nice too if you polish everything, because more polish means it's going to stay cleaner. A stone that's all polished, essentially, you just have to, it'll rain really hard and rinse itself right off.
Okay.
Birds typically don't like to perch on polish. If you know what I'm saying?
No, that's good to know.
Yeah.
No, I did not know that.
It's not comfortable on their feet. It's not comfortable to stop, so they'll perch on something that's more rock pitched.
Oh,
But
well,
if
that's
it's all
because it's more
polish-
natural. Yeah.
Yeah, but so if it's just all polish and rinse right off, and really on that you just need to use Windex and a paper towel. Keep it clean.
Yeah.
Looks great.
Yeah.
But I'm here for whatever anybody wants to do when it comes to telling a story of a life well lived. That's what matters to me.
I love that. So Corey, when you're actually engraving, are you an artist?
I've never. I guess I am. People keep saying that to me, like, "Wow, you're an artist," and I'm like, I've never thought of myself as an artist, but it's. Yeah, I guess I am.
Yeah.
I just have a lot of passion for what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I would never, ever want to disappoint somebody. Do you know what I mean?
That. Yeah.
It matters. It matters so much to me that it's right, and in my job, it really has to be right.
I know.
The first time.
No, right.
You can't
I'm
erase
thinking,
something if it's not,
Yeah, I'm gonna compare it to maybe I know this is not, but like an ice sculpture. Whenever you see someone, like, working and trying to make the ice sculpture. So is that what we can kind of compare? I'm trying to get a visual maybe of you.
I think you definitely can. I mean,
kind of like that.
In essence, like when the rock comes to us, and then we have to really essentially put that life to it, put that story onto that rock. We do a lot of different processes and techniques that, and I love blending different processes and techniques onto one stone. Your eye is really drawn to it, but you're not sure why. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, for example, you can take more of a liberty with darker colored granite, because you can give something like a really bright. The most important thing when I carve a stone is that it's totally legible.
Yeah.
You should drive by and be able to read it.
I love that.
Know who that is, find who you're looking for, and then just to build the design around that. So, like on darker stone, you can take more of a liberty and do more modern techniques like laser etching. It's going to be, we can actually physically put the actual picture you give us of your loved one onto that stone. We can drop it in a setting of southern Indiana or farmers. It's really cool when we can put their farm on their stone. And
oh, that's so awesome. You think about the family farm?
Oh yeah, man, that looks great.
Oh, I can only imagine. Yeah.
So that's the goal with anything we do, is at the end you're like, that's perfect and it looks great.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's so a photo from
I guess
photo.
Essentially, to answer your question, I'm an artist.
Yeah, I think it's funny because most artists, like when you ask that, they're kind of hesitant about that. So I got it early on that you are an artist. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I am.
Yeah, you are.
It's not something you go through your life thinking, as you're growing up, you're like, man, I'm really going to carve tombstones.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's something I kind of just, just an opportunity presented itself, and in life, you've got to take advantage of those opportunities, but you also have to work really hard. And I'm
Definitely.
always willing to work really hard every day to make it the best that it can be. And as it turns out, that God has blessed me with a gift of not just carving stones, but I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah, yeah, very good.
So that's a really good feeling. You
Yeah,
know? You're
no,
like, wow,
no.
it just kind of comes to me. It's really like a whole process from start to finish that just really matters.
So, like, do you have like I'm just curious now. Do you have like tools? Like, you have like your special tools that you use? You have like ones that you've used for years, or do you have new stuff, or how do you?
That's really the value of Marshall Monuments, is that I bought a business, and it came with almost 80 years of
Of tools.
of stuff.
Yeah,
Tools,
yeah.
techniques,
Right, sure.
stencils. I mean, hand drawn. Everything used to be done completely by hand.
Oh.
Now we're blending more modern techniques. I think a lot of people, when you kind of mass produce stones, like someone sells you a stone, they're taking an order, they send it to some person on an assembly line to do a stone. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
But that's all done by computer, and it's all very cookie cutter.
Yeah.
So the blessing with buying Marshall Monuments is that it came with nearly a century of tradition, technique, tools, stencils that you cannot replicate.
Okay.
I mean, files and files of military emblems and all of our religious elements and designs and floral, and I mean, you name it, I've got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
and I love that,
Yeah.
because you can't just like start something and say, oh, here, I can do this. I mean, like I'm backed up with a lot of history on. I mean, even it goes back to like old air hammers and chisels.
Oh,
and,
yeah, I wondered. Yeah, that's
right.
yeah.
I mean, like and the flood. Back to that, we were talking about the flood.
Right. Yeah, because
I mean,
on Water
we're
Street.
Street.
Yeah.
We're on the high side of Water Street.
Right.
But the water was still nearly 4 feet all through our shop.
I can even imagine.
It's,
yeah.
Well, I'm glad we weren't in the mattress business.
Well,
we're, monuments.
Yes, you're right.
The monuments were great. We just washed everything off.
Oh, that worked out.
Everything.
Yeah.
But that's when I really got a pretty thorough feel on the tools and the inventory and everything. I mean, we literally had to go through everything, clean it, repair it, bring everything back to its original aesthetic so that it could function.
Sure.
So, but I think today, like, the nice thing is that we still do everything by hand, but we also still are blending more modern techniques, like with laser etching.
Love that.
So it's really cool when you use a blended technique, like a traditional carving approach, and then you mix modern things in with it. It's just a really cool finish for obviously a very special person.
Love that.
Yeah.
Now, do you so like if someone comes in, do you have like I'm gonna say a portfolio or what am I trying to say? Like, can you have photos for people to, you know what I mean? Like a.
That's exactly right.
What am I saying? Am I saying it right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, I think it's a challenge when you're carving stone that you can see something on a computer and think, oh, I want it to look this way, but you can't really use a computer design on the actual surface of a stone.
Yeah.
It has to be calibrated and designed to function while we're carving it, so things don't look distorted. Everything's very clean, legible. So yes, I have templates that I have a template for everything.
Okay.
But then what I like to do is I don't like to like just pull out like, here's 3 options, pick one. I blend. I spend all day blending things for people because we're all different. So the stone that tells the story of your lifetime you should feel that.
Absolutely.
So that is always my goal, and I love that.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah. Wow, Corey, time's getting by so fast. I'm like, oh my goodness, I've got more questions, and so we're gonna have to get you back in here. But
I would love that.
let's go over. You're right here on Water Street in Salem, and let's give business hours and how do they get a hold of you and yeah.
We are at 106 South Water Street in Salem, Indiana, right off the square. If you exit the square at the PNC Bank, you'll make your first left, and we're right there on the left. And we are open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5, and Saturdays 9 to noon, Saturday mornings 9 to noon. But I always like to say I'm available anytime you need me. My cell phone is 812-704-6773. You can call me, text me. Oftentimes, I know, like when we've lost a loved one, things come to your mind at all hours of the day.
Sure.
You know, if something comes into your mind and it's related to the monument for your loved one, and you've got a question that comes to you at 10 o'clock at night, just shoot me a text. Like, hey, I was thinking maybe, you know, you could meet with me, or
3 decades of radio gold. The Rick and Bubba Show.
Here we are, coming to you from the Big Boy Studios, out on the bleeding edge of technology from Sweet Home, Alabama to the world. We thank you for being with us on a brand new edition. Speedy, the real Greg Burgess, Adler, all here. And welcome back for a brand new hour of Bill Bubba Bussett.
Rick, glad to be here, and thank all of you for joining us here on the Rick and Bubba Show.
It is another big hour, and we're glad that you're here, however you're here, whether it be live, all the way live, or maybe you're catching it on an archive. We're glad that you're here. Bubba, we were talking about this story involving USC.
I love this story for several reasons.
Okay.
One, if you have ever got to run out on the field with a major college football team and a home game with everybody cheering and the crowd going, it's really a neat experience. We got to do that one time. And we've talked about how universities are always needing money and how they need to learn ways to raise money.
Oh, yeah.
And it appears that USC has a thing where if you pay, you can run out on the field with the team.
Oh, wow.
This is ingenious.
Yeah,
okay,
this
is
a great
ingenious.
idea.
I love it. But there's no rules about how you run out on the field. So someone did this. They paid what they believed to be between $1,400 and $1,800 to do this.
Thought it'd be more than that, by the way.
Mm-hmm. And they put on Penn State gear.
No.
And ran out with the USC team.
Yep. So I forgot to put that. Okay.
Here goes USC. All the players come by. And then you're going to see our friend here in Penn State gear. Follow him out. Along with several other USC fans that don't know that they're running next to a Penn State fan.
Okay. Look.
There he goes.
So he's full-blown Penn State. I mean, Penn State tank top.
But it is a pretty cool view there coming out into the stadium.
So
people paid, looks like.
So
That's the Rose Bowl too. That isn't just a stadium.
This has become throw out the first pitch. But we've got 8 people that have
it's
thrown
the
out.
Coliseum.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but
two different things.
Can I look at this though? It looks like he positioned himself like he was leading Penn State out. Like there's a Penn State flag right there. So
Penn State comes out after USC. He's kind of in between.
Yeah, it's like he put himself so it looked like he was leading his team out. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of cool where he positioned himself too. But he's having
another day.
That's funny. That's funny. And Penn State did win, didn't they?
They did.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's an ingenious idea.
It's a really good idea.
And I think they can raise some money doing that.
Yeah, let me ask you this. On that one, it doesn't matter because you can put a mob in there so it works. But back to the throw out the first pitch. If I'm the 7th person to throw out the first pitch, am I now throwing out the 7th pitch?
I think so.
Technically,
yeah. Wasn't the first person the only one that threw out the first pitch?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, because
it's
unless we all throw at the same time.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
It's bigger than just counting pitches. Now.
Yeah, it is.
It's a ceremony.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So also we have Harbaugh. He once again is having some health issues. We know that even his brother left his press conference because they had a health update on him. Now, I love that Adler has put down here, and I guess Speedy too, Jim Harbaugh is now going to discuss his heart health, and the quote that they have here is, "It's exactly what you would expect."